Hi everybody, Morgana Galaxia here, and welcome to my channel. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate your view. I wanted to get down to some tarot card reading today, and I am going to, I want to talk about the fires. Fires are off the hook in California, Oregon, and Washington especially. This is my area of the country. It's like Armageddon out there. I mean, it's crazy. It smells like smoke outside right now, right outside my window. It is brown, covered in smoke. It smells. It's in the hazardous category or the unhealthy category. We're burning over here, people. We're burning. And I want to take a look at what the F is up with these fires. You know, beyond the obvious. Beyond the obvious. I just want to take a look at the fires. I also want to take a look at these nuclear systems, apparently, that Trump made. He made new nuclear systems. And even though it's a secret and nobody knows about it, he just blabbed it to Bob Woodward in his interviews. So what the F is up with that? As an American, I am really upset about that. I, thought we were striving towards nuclear disarmament. And the fact that something like this could be created without any kind of oversight or, even some basic nod of approval from the population. I mean, I don't want nuclear technology. I want disarmament. I don't think that we need to be mass murdering each other. Nuclear weapons go nowhere except mass destruction. And I know that a lot of Americans agree with that, as well as people across the world believe in that. So I'm upset about that. I consider that a betrayal by whatever agencies collaborated on that against the American people to do something like that without us being able to say, no, as a people, we don't want that. I get it. That's what the military does. They research, they create weapons, they hide things, and then voila, they unveil it to the world, and it's too damn late to do anything about it. And this is just one more example of the secrecy that the military maintains over things that the U.S. populace should be able to, have a say on. Anyways, let me get off my soapbox. I want to take a look at the nuclear systems. What the F is up with that? And then lastly, I want to do a reading on Putin. I haven't really done one on just him, generally. And I want to take a look at him for obvious reasons. So let's get started on the fires. The fires. What the F is up with these fires? Yes, it's hot. And it's dry. But fires purge, right? I mean, the spiritual meaning and action of fire is to purge and purify. I'm curious, what is being purged? What is being purified? Give me some insight into why the devastation of these fires. Look at that changing climate or whatever. What? Here, let's take a look. What the actual fudge? Question mark, exclamation point. What the actual fudge is going on with these fires? So, what the situation is between the Ace of Cups and the Four of Cups. This is very interesting because both of these cards are cups, and cups means water. We're dry as a bone out here in the west coast of the United States. What's going on is we need a new start We need a new beginning. We need a new opportunity when it comes to water. When it comes to water. Right now, we are faced with certain opportunities that we're just not satisfied with. So I'm definitely getting a pull to desalinization. We need a new start. We need a new way to deal with water, and that might have, right now we don't have anything satisfactory. We don't really have any good choices. Some of the choices that we've been unsatisfied with are rationing. I've been through rationing myself, and as soon as there's a need for rationing, before they ration, they increase the cost of water because, there's not enough of it. So they increase the cost of water, and then they impose rationing. And then because the utilities make less money, they increase the cost of water to recoup the cost. That happened in California. And this is just an example of not having any good options. Conservation, is another option that, I'm not going to bash conservation because conservation is very important. But when you don't use water, you end up with dead fields. Where my mind is going is driving, from northern to central California and passing through mile after mile after mile after mile of heartbreaking mile of dead orchards, dead fields. It was like a dust bowl because water was rationed. They were conserving, and they just let fields go because they weren't able to water all of it. So there's a lot of dissatisfaction with how in California, Oregon, and Washington, my part of the country, I'm sure nationwide, to how we use this resource, how we distribute it, how we pay for it. We need a new start. That's the situation. What is actually real about the situation is the Page of Cups. Any fix is going to cost coin, right? Any research into technology, any change in the way water policy is made and implemented, all of that takes money. But I will tell you what also takes money: the devastation and destruction that follows fire, right? Look at that sky. That's what the sky looks like outside right now. This is what it looks like over the west coast of the United States. There's financial constraints there, but also financial, I don't want to say opportunity, but the change in technology always lends itself into certain kind of opportunities. But money is an issue. Money is actually a huge issue when it comes to these fires. What the F is wrong with this situation? Five of Pentacles. This is what's wrong with this situation, right? This is everybody losing everything they have. You lose your home and everything in it. You lose your job. You lose your livelihood. You just lose everything. These people are losing everything. Not just the people too, the states. These are critical emergencies. These states are going broke. They don't have enough resources. There's not enough firefighting capacity. The loss is devastating. That's what is effing wrong with this situation right here. It's not happening out there, like if a tree falls in a forest and no one hears, does it make a sound? This fire isn't happening in some far off forest where, nobody knows, or, it's not the middle of Siberia, right? This is burning down houses, structures, parks, old growth forests, just everything. Ugh. All right. question mark. What do we need to know? What do we need to know about this situation? Where can we look for answers? The Empress. The Empress. So where can we look for answers? This is about abundance. And the Empress is pregnant because she is birthing a creative project, idea, way of being. Something is gestating in there that's new and creative and hopeful. And this is where we need to look. So this is telling me that we need to look to the creativity, resourcefulness, and abundance of the knowledge and the resources that we have. So the scientists and the fire technicians and whatever agency or entity can get these creative ideas going about how we can do this new start, right? So we need to look towards our creativity, and that is what we are abundant in. We're a nation that transforms, right? We're creative, innovative, transformative. These are our strengths. This is where we need to go. And exclamation point, the action that needs to be taken. The action that needs to be taken is the Four of Pentacles. This card tells me that we need to hunker down and focus seriously on this problem. I feel like this is telling, warning us that we're bleeding energy. Like for example, the 3 states that I'm mentioning in this video, are running out of firefighters. They're borrowing people from other states. They're sort of, the response is not as organized as it could be because of a lack of funds, a lack of firefighters, lack of personnel. It's very, I don't want to say slipshod, but it's just not a cohesive, broad, unified response in this part of the country. Different areas are doing their own thing, trying to fight what's going on in their areas. This card is telling us we need to focus, know our resources, know where we're sitting, know what our foundation is, know what resources we have, know what innovations and creative ideas we need to focus on, and just buckle down. This is buckling down, also financially buckling down. So that's what this reading is telling me as far as these fires. And again, I want to focus on water. This region is dry as a bone, and this heat is just keeping everything dry, and we need to figure out a new way to work with water. Because what we have now isn't working. What we're doing now isn't working. Water's the key. Again, desalinization, technologies, getting politicians in there that have the will and the wherewithal to do this. So that's where we need to go with that. And the second thing I wanted to look at today are these nuclear systems that Trump told Woodward about. New nuclear systems. He built them. He built new nuclear systems. Just the fact that he even knows about it tells me obviously he must have been involved somehow. This isn't something they just did under his nose. What the F is going on with that? What the F is going on with that? I thought as a nation we were looking for nuclear disarmament people. World peace should still be all our goals. No good can come from nuclear weapons. Sorry, I'm sure there's some of you who may want to disagree with that and write me some trope about, some positive aspect of nuclear weapons, but don't bother. Okay, let me focus. What the F is going on with this nuclear system that Trump told Woodward about? Spirit, please tell us what concerns about these nuclear systems. All right, let's take a look at what comes out here. Whew. What the actual fudge? Question mark, exclamation point. All right. So, what's the situation? Well, money. 7 of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles. That is a lot of coin, lots of coin right here. So the basic situation is that I would say our nuclear system or our nuclear policy is being reviewed. It's being rethought. We are one of the few countries that have had success, we're a nuclear country, right? We have the bombs, and not every country does. We do. The Hiroshima and Nagasaki tragedies taught this country, you reap what you sow. If you use those weapons, they will be devastating. What happened during those tragedies was so horrific that it really turned America in a different direction, right? That's when we realized nuclear disarmament was the way to go. That's being reviewed. I'm sure maybe to a certain extent it always has been, but it is being looked at again, and in a very financial way. How much would it cost to get the system going? How much does the research cost? What's the financial benefit? Would it save money in warfare? Who knows what all the questions are, but the money around it and the whole situation is being re-reviewed. What's challenging that, the 10 of Pentacles, this is family money or legacy money. And immediately my thought is that people, the uber wealthy, the super rich, are challenging this situation. So they're aggravating this situation. I think that there are people out there who are throwing their money behind these kind of hawkish policies and warmongering and all this kind of stuff. There's money being thrown at this. There's big family legacy money that is aggravating this situation of nuclear armament or this new nuclear system. And I would risk to guess that if this is a system that got started under Trump, that Trump family money or Trump organization money is what is being referred to right here. All right. What is actually real about this situation? Temperance. Moderation. This is balance. Being careful. So to me, that is the opposite of developing nuclear systems. Okay, that to me, a nuclear system is as extreme as you can get. You're talking about annihilation. So what's real about this situation is they need to be careful what they're doing. They need to be extremely careful, be moderate, be prudent, be reserved and cautious in their actions, whatever they're doing with this nuclear system, because nuclear weapons do nothing but annihilate mass quantities of human beings and, of course, injure the planet. Nothing good can come of it. So if this is what's actual about the situation, this might be a little heartening news for us that they are being careful and prudent in this research, this development. What is wrong about it? What is wrong about it? Strength. Why would the military industrial complex seek to continue nuclear systems? Because they want the strength that they feel that it gives them, that we're an unbeatable military power, that, we as a country can absolutely annihilate you. We can absolutely destroy you. They see that as being on a seat of strength. Of course, that's not really what it is. That's not really what it is. And that incorrect thinking is at the core of what's wrong with this situation. Having nuclear weapons does not make us strong. It does not make us strong. Just like a bully isn't strong, right? Just like a dictator isn't strong. They're actually critically weak and vulnerable. The system can be used against us. It can bankrupt us. It lowers our international standing, lowers our moral values. There's nothing strong about dealing in death and destruction. That's just my 2 cents. And also, obviously, sorry, what the card's telling me. All right, question mark. What do we need to know about this situation? The Hanged Man. So this indicates that something has stalled out. Something has stalled out, needs to be thought about differently. That is good news to me. It absolutely needs to be stalled and thought at differently. I suspect that Trump letting that information slip to Woodward, that information that not even Putin knows. Well, now the whole world knows it. Thank you very much, big mouth. That is probably alone could put a screeching halt on this research and development. But one way or another, there's a stall and there's a review. Exclamation point. What is the action that needs to be taken here? This is the Page of Cups. The Page of Cups tells us that there's some news. There's some news in, generally in the realm of the emotions. I think what this is telling us is what we need to do is let them know that that this is not wanted for those who don't want it, right? Obviously, there's going to be differences of opinion, but this is the uprising. This is the people saying, no, we don't want this. This hurts us. This is not who we are. This does not reflect our values. This doesn't even reflect our disarmament policy. This isn't who we are. So people in society are going to have to step forward with that message. This is what the card is saying. We need to step forward with our heart on our sleeve and just say, no, this is not what we want. Yeah, one more thing, I guess we can go protest. So, nuclear systems. Boy, September was supposed to be a doozy, and it is not disappointing. Oh my gosh. Just when you think things couldn't get worse, And the thing is, as much as Trump likes to distract, not all of these are his distractions. These are things that are coming at him. Those are, that card, that 8 of Wands or whichever, all those, yes, he's being hit left and right. All right, so last thing I want to look at today is Vladimir Putin, Vladimir Putin. He's got some strings on our president. He's interfering in our elections. He's struggling with coronavirus in Russia. And he's also being protested. People are protesting. He has low approval ratings. He used to be KGB, and I don't think that he was ever able to leave that part of his life behind and embark on something new as a president. I still think that he's that KGB agent in a role that he just couldn't elevate himself to. But maybe I'll deal with that in another reading. But right now, Putin. Show us Putin. All right, let's take a look down and see what the cards say. All right, interesting already. So, right off the bat, Putin's situation is a Three of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles, which is telling me that he's working with artisans, working with workers of some kind in some project. So whether it's building, that's where I'm going with this. I don't know if there's a lot of, this is construction, building, things that experts, whether it's artwork, these are things that you can't do yourself. You have to contract a skilled worker out to take care of that. It can also just be contracts, work agreements. He's making a contract with somebody for something. And, what's crossing that with the Eight of Pentacles, this is hard work. Interesting. So the Pentacles is, again, a skilled artisan doing lots of good work. So if this is challenging the situation, whatever Trump is trying to, I'm sorry, not Trump, sorry. Whatever Putin's trying to create, it's not successful. He's having a rough time, tough going, work's not getting done, maybe delayed, maybe not quality work. There's maybe broken contract. He's having some difficulty with the nuts and bolts of the work that he's trying to get done here. He's having some difficulty with those nuts and bolts. Overriding the reading, what's above it is the Knight of Wands. So, yes, I think this is, the Knight of Wands. This is the work. He's getting lots of news, lots of work, lots of information when it comes to action. So again, I'm seeing just problems with contractors, problems with different companies, maybe with the management. There's a lot going on with the management and the overseeing of the work. What is foundational to this issue is the Four of Wands. This is my card for the White House. So I think what's foundational to this issue has to do with the White House. Some connection here to us. Yes, this could just be, moving or a home, but this is my card for the White House. So somehow that's foundational. In the past, I don't think this is much of a surprise. In the past, this with the Six of Pentacles is the giving and taking of money. Moving money. Taking from the poor, giving to the rich, or vice versa. misappropriations, handouts, charities. This is just the exchange of money between people who are not equal. These are not equals, right? So, these are also could be looked at as like people paying their tithes, their there's a word for I'm looking for, but giving their money to the leader. So he could be collecting here. He could be collecting the money from the poor. Everyone's struggling in Russia. They have a rough economy. They have their oligarchs, and then they have their poor. And I'm sure there's more levels to the country than that, but this is the imbalance in money and the manipulation of who's getting what. What energy he's moving into with the Four of Cups is having to pick from some unsatisfactory options. He's not satisfied. He doesn't like his choices. He's waiting for something better to come along. He's just not willing to work with what he's got at this moment. So he's not in a satisfactory place. What's foundational to this reading? Oh, I already covered it. Was the White House. Boom. Okay. So this is a situation. Putin himself and how he's seeing his situation is the Tower. So Putin is fearful of his downfall. He is fearful of losing everything. He is fearful that everything that he built is going to crack and come down on him. He's in some high anxiety right now, and this is, I see him kind of as a realist. I think if this is his fear, this is kind of what maybe he is internally going through. Influence of his environment is the Hermit. So this is indicating, that he's isolated. He's being isolated right now. Either, those around him in his circle are keeping him at arm's length. He's having to go inside and, deal with his own self-reflection, but in isolation. For a card that deals with his environment, he's alone. He's alone. Hopes and fears is the Sun. So he's hoping for success. He's hoping for that Sun. And we're talking about Putin here, so I'm going to say he's hoping for rulership. He's hoping to be the victor. He's hoping that, he comes out the winner of whatever he's trying to do here. That's his hope. But his outcome with the Wheel of Fortune, I'll say the Wheel of Karma. This is the karmic wheel. This is his outcome, meaning everything around him is moving. Everything he thought he can count on is shifting. The ground from underneath him is moving. His life is changing. Everything he thought he was doing is changing. This is the great wheel of karma, moving and changing everything around you, which is exactly what he fears. It's exactly what he fears. So this reading is, basically telling me that he's got work, he's moving money, he's doing some work with some people, and now I'm going to go, let's call this into technology, right? All the hacking, all the computer stuff, all the the way that he's interfering in our election is all over computers with the bots, right? And the social media and all this. He can't do that himself. He has to rely on skilled people to do all that, all his shenanigans for him. So that's coming into focus here. I think those are the skilled artisans that we're talking about. And, you know, this project isn't going so well. Of course it's not going well. You know why it's not going well? Because Trump's going to lose. That's why that's not going well. The foundation is that he is not going to keep Trump in the White House. But, you know, that's him fiddling in the U.S. Where he's sitting at home over there in Russia, he's fearing he's going to lose everything. And his wheel of karma is turning. That's his outcome. This is a pivotal life moment for him in which everything that he knows is shifting around him. And he's in isolation. So things aren't looking good for Mr. Putin. He's not going to be successful with his endeavors filling the White House here in the U.S. But not only is he going to be unsuccessful here in the U.S., he's clearly not successful over there in Russia. Like I mentioned, lots of protests, low approval rating. He essentially, you know, put a coup on his own nation so he can remain president until what, 2035? I don't know what year, but anyways, he's made himself president for like a really long time. He's basically imposing himself as a dictator on this country. People aren't happy. He's in a precarious position, and karma's after him. All right, everybody, that's my reading for today. Whew. I will be with you again soon. Again, thank you so much for viewing my channel and listening to this reading. I really appreciate it. And stay safe out there, everybody, okay? Take care.